Today I begin something on symbols, S-Y-M-B-O-L-S. Now, you know, symbols are things that have shape and form, and there are all kinds of shapes and forms for symbols. And they may even be a building, or they may be a drawing, they may be a kind of architecture, they may be a kind of sound, perhaps. But what we're going to do today is look at two books that deal with symbols. The first one is by James M. Powell, and this is called The Tao, or T-A-O, of Symbols, which is very interesting, and it's called How to Transcend the Limits of Our Symbolism. This is the book right here, and as you see on the front, you see pictures of symbols right here, different types of symbols. And this one is done in chapters. So what you will see in each chapter are some pictures of symbols as well, but you will also have a lot of his discussion of symbols, because he's very good. For instance, the labyrinth. That's the chapter on the labyrinth, whatever that means. And then you have another chapter on the cow becomes lightning, frogs and flutes. The cow becomes lightning, frogs and flutes. Now, the next one we have is also very interesting. It's from the Druids. All the symbols from the Druids and what they look like. And that one is really fascinating. It has some great illustrations. And it also has quotes, naturally, from where this comes from in its history, but also what it means as far as transcending these symbols. Here's some more of them. You can see how interesting this is. And then after he's done with the Druids, he goes into another chapter, which you find very interesting as well. And this is called Ken, Keeping Still Mountain. Now, that one's particularly interesting to me. Why? Because if you look inside, what you will see is it has to do with the I Ching. That's the one hexagram that has to do with the mountain and what it means. Here are the Chinese words. Notice it's a picture language that I've said before. And here are the line symbols as well, as you see, and how they make a hexagram. But what he talks about in here is more than just that. How this gives you an opportunity to go beyond the limit of what that means, and so forth. Now, we'll go through more of this later, but just to let you know a little about this man, his name is John Newton Powell, and he's a master's degree in religious studies and from the University of California in Santa Barbara, and is a fluent in Spanish, French, German, and Sanskrit. He's a founder of the Santa Barbara Annual Poetry Competition, is a guest master of La Casa de Maria Conference Grounds, Ecumenical Retreat and Learning Center in Santa Barbara. His previous books are Mandalas, The Dynamic of Vedic Symbolism. He lives in Santa Barbara and plans to teach in the near future. But this one here has to do with a great many things, and it has to do with so many things, and I'll read you a little more later. But this is one of the books on symbols. We'll come back again to show you the other book I have on symbols, and then we'll get more detail about both of these. But symbols are extremely important, and these two books are some of the best I've ever found.